Hey there, this is George from Astro Venture, and we're going to take a look at our August targets. And this month, we have between August 21st and the 30th, we have that prime window of being able to get out there and shoot between the moon either coming up late or going down early. But August 21st through the 30th, that's going to be your window to shoot. Now, the first thing that I want to take a look at here is Cygnus the Swan. Let me turn on for those that are new. Let's see here. This is Cygnus the Swan. Last month, I talked about a lot of the great targets that are in here. We have all of this extremely bright nebulosity that sits in the main body of Cygnus the Swan, and generally everybody can capture this because the intensity is so bright. And then over here we had the East and West Veil Nebula. This is again another great target that's there. And if you're interested in going after these, I would suggest you take a look at July's targets that I had suggested for the month. But we're going to take a quick look because this is your one of 2 months left to go after Cygnus the Swan. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. We're in the eastern sky. Cygnus is starting out nearly overhead at the start of the night. And so here we are, August 21st, 2200, which is going to be 10 o'clock at night. On this particular date where I'm at 9:56 or 21:56 at night is when I have absolute dark. But let's take a look here. So we're at 2200, 2300. There's midnight. Midnight, the body of Cygnus is directly overhead. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and you can see here that Cygnus is quickly diving to the west. 3 a.m., there it is. And by 4 a.m., we have the main body of Cygnus sitting at that 30 degrees up above the horizon. It's sitting at that point. When you go below 30, you get into that discoloration, the green glow of the atmosphere. I like to keep things above 30 degrees if possible. So this is one of the last 2 months that I would say that Cygnus is a viable option. But if you are interested in this, please take a look at last month, July's targets for the month. And I really go into depth on why you should really, take a look at what's here. Moving on, let's jump over here. We're going to the northeast. We're going to focus on 3 targets in the area of Cepheus right off the bat here. And let's get started. The first one that we're going to take a look at is the Iris Nebula, which is NGC 7023. There it is. I thought I had it selected. Yep, there we go. This particular target, this is not an emission target, and for that reason, stock cameras are going to work great for this one, and you're going to want as much focal length as you can get. So ideally, if you've got that 150 to 600 paired with a crop sensor, that's going to work beautifully to get it close enough, capture some of that blue and all that nebulosity that's in there. Now, if you've got the time to put in time on this target, you could see all of these dark clouds that are around here. This dark nebulosity is awesome, and it is something that you can capture, but you need the hours on target. So not difficult, but you do need the hours. So consider going after this. This is a great one, great beginner target as long as, like I said, you've got the length, because the intensity of the blue is there. It's absolutely awesome. Next one I want to jump over to here is the Elephant Trunk Nebula. Let me punch it in. That's going to be IC 1396. There we go. This is a nice large target. This one here is primarily hydrogen alpha gases that are in here. And if you could put in the time with a stock camera, you're going to be able to capture this. And it's one of those things that you could also consider if you wanted to. You could certainly look at getting a hydrogen alpha filter, and you can use that with your stock camera. Generally, these hydrogen alpha filters are paired with monochrome cameras. Uh, and with that, the monochrome cameras, the sensors are collecting a lot more data. However, you can still do it with a stock camera. You just don't collect as much data. So you need the hours on target. But this is a nice large target for you, and consider going after this one. And like I said, if you can put the hours in on it, and its position is great because if you look at it, it's sitting here. Okay, we're starting off at 50 degrees in the night. Let's just click through. There's 2300. You can see I've got it selected there. There is midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And then, soon we're going to be having, light coming up, which is going to mess things up. However, if you notice, this stayed in a beautiful spot within the sky and just kind of hovered in that location. So you can really put some hours on this in good sky because it's up higher in the sky. The altitude is thinner as you can go straight up. So go after this one. This is a great one. You can capture it. Next one is going to be NGC 7822. And this particular one, it starts off lower in the evening. So we're looking at, this is the 30, excuse me, this is the, that is the 40 degree line. So it's starting off lower, going through the night. Here we go. 23, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So again, it's staying up in good sky for the entire night. Now, this particular one, this is going to be for those of you that have the Astro modified cameras. And the reason being is this one here, it's a bit fainter. It can be a tougher one to get. So this is more for the people with Astro modified. And this is also a nice large target to go after. Okay, so moving on from Cepheus, move over here to Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, we're starting out here at the night at the 30 degree point. This is, or I would say Cassiopeia is now entering the shooting zone. So we'll have better months coming up, but it's not in a bad position as it is right now because starting off at 2200 or 10 o'clock at night, it's sitting right there at that 30 degrees. So let's take a look at a few targets. First one that I want to take a look at with you is I'm going to just punch it in because I can't seem to get a hold of it, is the PacMan Nebula, which is NGC 281. Go. This particular one, again, this is going to favor those of you that do have the Astro modified cameras. It's not as strong. It is a bit of a smaller target, but it is right there easily findable, if that's a word, off of the W of Cassiopeia. And you can see right there this star, and then it's right next door. So this is a great one to go after, the PacMan Nebula. And then I've got two difficult ones I'm going to throw at you here off of Cassiopeia. The first one I want to throw at you is this little guy here. And this one just kind of cracked me up because I found this little wisp sitting out here, and it took me forever before I was able to find out what the heck this little guy is. And this one is SH2 188, also known as the Shrimp Nebula. And now that you know the name, you can see it's just kind of an upside down shrimp there. This one, very tiny target. You need a lot of reach on this one, and you're going to want to have an Astro modified. Now with that, Having an Astro modified, I was surprised at how strong the hydrogen alpha is off of this tiny little target. But this is kind of a challenge target that I threw out there for you. It's kind of a cool one, and unless you know this nomenclature for it of SH2 188, it's not even in Stellarium in the sense that you can't come over and click on it and it finds it and identifies it. No, you have to actually know the number and put it into the search bar, and then you're able to find it. So that's one of two. The other one that I want to throw out to you, and this one, you don't have to have an Astro modified because this is the Ghost of Cassiopeia. And let's go ahead and grab it. The Ghost of Cassiopeia is IC63, and with its centers up here, but this all wraps around. Now in here, you've got hydrogen alpha in here, and then we've got some reflection. So it's emission nebula on this side, and then it's reflection over on this side. And this is, as I said, Ghost of Cassiopeia. You can locate this one easily. So here's that center star in Cassiopeia. It is a smaller target. It is faint. You will need dark skies if you are shooting with a stock camera. You may pick up some of the red. It's not favorable for you, but with enough hours, you are able to pick up this reflection nebulosity that's here. Again, I throw it out here. This is a challenge target. This could be a tough little one to do, but it's cool. It just looks good. And if you could pick up the red combined with the blue, it's just a sweet target. I really like it. It's become one of my favorites. It's a hard target, but it's one of my favorites. Okay, so those are the primary targets that I'm throwing out to you. Now let's take a look at a few of the late risers. So here we go. We have everybody's favorite beginner target, M31, the Andromeda Galaxy, our neighbor next door. And this one here, large target, this one is for everybody. And this one starts off in the evening down here at just above 24 degrees above the horizon. However, if you give it a little bit of time, so here we are at 11 o'clock. We're up at 34 degrees. We're above the 30-degree point that I like. And then you have this going the rest of the night. This particular target, again, it's why I call it one of the late risers. Next month, it's going to pop up into the sky into a better position from the beginning. But hey, if you wanted to go for it, there it is. It's a sweet beginner target. And of course, you could shoot this with virtually any stock camera. And the sheer size of it, you could even shoot with a 200 millimeter and get something really outstanding out of it. All right, let's jump over to a couple other late risers. Next one we're going to is IC 1805, and this is just below Cassiopeia. So you can see Cassiopeia here, and it's just below that 30 degree. But, excuse me, let me back that up. So at 10 o'clock, it's sitting at 23 degrees, 24 degrees, somewhere in there. By 11 o'clock, it's coming up to 29. And by midnight, we're beyond the 30 degree above the horizon point. But anyway, this is the Heart Nebula. And although it is one of those hydrogen alpha targets, and astromounted cameras will do great with this, the benefit of this particular target is this emission nebula radiates strong and it's big, and this is an outstanding beginner target and will allow you to capture that beautiful reds of the hydrogen alpha. And then right below it is its neighbor, and this is, and I will go ahead and just type it in. This one is IC 1848, commonly known as the Soul Nebula. Some know it as the Baby Nebula, but oftentimes people know it as the Heart and Soul. And so this is another one. This one is a bit stronger in its emission and how bright it is, but this one will also show up. Some people like to frame it up to capture both. Some people like to go one then the other, but either way, this is great. And then you've also got the bonus that up here on the top portion here. This is also known as the Fish Nebula. It is or Fish Head Nebula. It's its own little nebula, but it's a part of the heart here. And so those are the targets that I want to suggest to you for this month. I absolutely love this month because we have such an abundance of targets between Cygnus the Swan diving the for the horizon with all of the great stuff that's within the body of the swan, and then through the night over here into the eastern sky. We've got so many things. Here in Cepheus we had the Iris Nebula, Elephant Trunk, and the Question Mark Nebula. And then right next door in Cassiopeia, we had the PacMan, the Shrimp Nebula, and the Ghost of Cassiopeia. Again, Shrimp and the Ghost being challenge targets. And then there's always those late risers that are coming up too, which was our Andromeda Galaxy, and which is over here. And then we also had the Heart and Soul Nebulas over here, or Baby Nebula. So there's your targets. I want you to go out there, capture those targets, and then would love to see you join us over at our Facebook group, Astro Venture DSLR, and would love to see what images you capture and share how your night went. But definitely get out there. This is an outstanding month because we're starting to pull back some of the night hours, but we still got those warm nights where we're not fighting the cold yet. So please get out there, capture those, and share what you get on the Astro Venture DSLR Facebook page. And so if you like what you saw here, consider liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, and sharing this video. It helps to grow the channel. And until next time, I want to wish you clear skies and uneventful nights.